Okay, I'm going to start now. I'm very pleased to be here today with you, and my name is Alisa. I work for Ukrainian SMB services team in AdWords, so I daily deal with customers who have AdWords accounts, and today I'll be presenting for you like hangout on the topic regarding best practices for successful campaigns for online marketing. And of course, we'll try to touch some successful tools and stories, but before that, I would like to share with you some ideas of our executive chairman on the idea why marketing is important for business success. So let's see just this short video. I think it will be very important for our presentation just to get some insights into the topic.
You know, there's a new way to do marketing, and it's to do it with numbers. People really do marketing to bring in revenue, to have an impact. And now with these new systems, you can measure them. And it seems to me that with the kind of technologies that the internet brings, you should be able to measure almost everything. Reach, whether people really buy things, whether they're really happy, whether they come back again. All of this is now possible because of the reach of the internet. It's even more true with the mobile devices and the platforms and applications that everyone is building on today.
So I hope you could see the video and hear what was the conversation. If you listen carefully, even though the video was short, you can get this grasp idea that everybody and everything is now online. So, you know, it's really important to build your business and just to see that everything is getting global and every consumer using like different devices. But what is most important, sorry?
Can you see the presentation? Hello?
Yes.
Ma'am, actually we are not able to see the presentation.
Okay, I can start again.
Yeah, there is a problem.
Sorry.
We are not.
Yeah, let me just try again. Just a second. Just 1 second.
Okay.
What about now? Do you see it? Do you see presentation now? Yes. And just let's try.
Yeah, I can see presentation.
Yeah. So it's better now, yeah? You can see it now, right?
Again, I can't see the presentation.
Again, cannot.
No.
Okay.
It's again.
It's gone.
Yeah. Again, I'm not.
Okay. Just a second. And now, can you see it? I'm sorry, can you see presentation?
Now yes? I can see it.
Everybody can see it?
Yes, now I can see it.
Yes, sorry for that. So we'll start over. So my name is Alisa. Sorry for this small technical interruptions. And again, I'll be your presenter for today. I'm very pleased to be here with you, and thank you very much everybody for joining. We're going to be having conversation on best practices for successful campaigns for online marketing, and we'll be focusing on AdWords just to get some grasp ideas of how it's going on and just how to get success out of it. So if everything is fine, we can start. As I said before, just before we get the idea how to be successful in online marketing, I would like you to hear what our executive chairman thinks about marketing and its importance for business success. So I would like you to watch this small video, and hopefully now it will be working. If not, please just talk loudly so I can hear that there is a problem with connection. Thank you.
You know, there's a new way to do marketing, and it's to do it with numbers. People really do marketing to bring in revenue, to have an impact. And now with these new systems, you can measure them. And it seems to me that with the kind of technologies that the internet brings, you should be able to measure almost everything. Reach, whether people really buy things, whether they're really happy, whether they come back again. All of this is now possible because of the reach of the internet. It's even more true with the mobile devices and the platforms and applications that everyone is building on today.
So if you listen carefully, accept very different, a very interesting standpoint he is talking about, we could notice this grasp understanding that everybody and everything now is online. So if we come to this site, we can see that, of course, internet and web was evolving very fastly, and now there are many users who are using different devices, who are using different technologies, and who are staying more and more online. So it's very important for your business to be there, to have this online presence. And if we go further, we can hear that Google and technology make the web work for you, right? We help customers to see the moments that matter. We engage billions of people in the rich content with personalized experience they love. We can teach people to make better decisions because we can assess unique customers and industry performance insights. And for devices, we can do bigger and faster. I'm sorry, everything good now with connection, right? You can hear me. Okay, I'll continue. So, just to grasp the idea of what Eric Schmidt was saying, the power of internet and technology actually giving us very important tools because it allows us to build strategies, successful strategies based on numbers. We can measure impact and revenue. We can effectively reach customers, which is really important, and we can actually identify whether they are coming back and whether they are happy. And what is also more and more important now, right? We can do it across devices and applications. And what I would try to concentrate today on, it's mostly on reaching customers, just to see how you can get it. How can you get to customers with AdWords, and to see how to make sure that they will be back to your website or to your product or service, and we'll touch a little bit on measurements and just how to track the results. So let's continue. Before we do that, actually, right, before we start doing our successful strategies, we should also have this thought in mind, which belongs to Avinash Kaushik, who is digital marketing evangelist at Google. He said once that single biggest mistake web analysts make is working without purpose. So what's important before we start is just to understand why we're doing this, like online marketing, why we're getting involved into business, and what we want to reach with it, right? So there can be different goals for advertisers and for businesses when they go online. And we're talking about different businesses. AdWords can be used by small advertisers, by big advertisers, but by simple entrepreneurs and like anybody who wants to get involved and reach customers out there. So if we talk about goals and about the necessity to put them, right, because we shouldn't be working without the purpose, we can see that there are several objectives which we can have. For example, they can be different on your site, of course. First, brand or customer may want, like advertiser, sorry, may want to raise awareness for their product and services. It screams, right? I want people to know that my product, service exists. Second, some other advertisers, they just may want more traffic. So they say, okay, I want people to visit my website. Some people are more concentrated on e-commerce and they really want people to buy stuff. So they're really engaged into purchases and conversions. Some people are more into lead generation. So they want people to give them their email addresses to make some registration, to get a database. And some people are into branding. So they want people to like their products, right? These all goals are quite possible to reach with AdWords, and actually you can work on all of them. But it's really important to identify them from the beginning. And right goals will help you to reach right customers. If you had some experience with AdWords, you might know that AdWords is really useful platform when it comes to getting into your customers. Usually people ask, or like advertisers ask, why do I need AdWords if I'm already on the top search results, on the organic search? And then you easily can answer that question. It's just like when you trying to reach customers with AdWords, you can make much narrow scope of the customers you are reaching. You can reach them based on their geographical targeting. You can reach them on the right time when they're actually looking for something. You can reach them when they're doing this search on different devices, so they can be on the go doing it on mobile, then switching to tablet and computer. And you can offer them products which will be useful for them on that particular moment. So it's very dynamic, it's much more focused and targeted, and it doesn't require big budgets. So this type of advertising is very useful for small and medium enterprises who just starting to build their businesses and want to get customers but don't have those big amounts of money to spend. Let's see, how can we do that? When we talk about adverts, you might already think that there are several networks we are talking about. There is search network and display network. You might have gone through fundamentals of search network and even display network, but what's important to understand here is that search network is designed to show you ads when customers looking for them online into the search engine, right? When you're trying to offer your client your services and products based on the keywords they're inputting and locations they are. And display network is a little bit larger area which mainly focusing on branding. It's when your ad shown on different partner websites, and customers can get engaged to it because you can set up special targeting, either by keywords, placements, interests, remarketing, or themes. Those networks seems very different, and sometimes advertisers or beginners in this, they try to separate these networks and use solely one of them. But actually it's not necessary to do so, because you can have several aims as we discussed. It can be awareness, it can be increase of purchases, right? But to reach those aims, you better use search network and display network in combination just to make it successful. You just need to know which tool to use when and how to make it work. So if you look on next slide, we can see that search and display networks, they really complement each other. And actually the power of display network, that display exposure covers the entire buyer cycle spectrum, right? And entire product life cycle spectrum. If you look on the graph, you can see that if we are talking about search, we are mostly catching people who are already in consideration state, right? Or they are thinking about purchase. Even for particular brand, because tomorrow she's going to run a marathon or go subscribe to a new gym. So then there will be a specific search input into the search, and the customer will try to look for that product and see it on your search ads. But if you're a new advertiser and maybe the customer doesn't know about your offers, he or she might need to get awareness first. So then that's where display come into place. And some people neglect display network, just saying, oh no, but it's branding, it doesn't bring me as much clicks as search network. But in long-term perspective, it's really useful, because people start to know your brand, they start to remember it, and then when they search for these new shoes, they see the ad which represents the brand they already seen somewhere or on our network partner sites, right? And there is much higher likelihood to click on it. When we talk about product life cycle spectrum, right, you can see that again for search, it's mostly common for products who have some growth, who are on growth and maturity stage. Why? Because people looking for something established. Rarely they look for something new and alternative. But on the launch period and on the period of decline, again, display network is very useful, as you can engage customers more with your image ads, with some creative proposals, which help again to raise awareness and at the end raise the interest for your product. If we go further, we can see that also a display ad and a different structure for display can help you to sell not only your direct products or offers, but also complementary products and offers. Why so? Because you can see what actions people are completing on your websites, which ads are they clicking on, and just to think which other products might be useful or categories from your offers might be useful for them. On this example, we can see somebody who is selling flowers, which is a direct product for customer. And by doing so on display network, he or she is raising awareness about these bouquets and flowers. But while in interest and consideration growing and people starting to buy flowers, the advertiser can think, okay, maybe I can actually sell something additional. Maybe I can sell some complementary products. Maybe I should advertise chocolates, right? And then he can do it both on search and display because people already know their company from flowers offers, right? And after audience get interested, they know already that there are flowers, there are chocolates. The advertiser can engage customer even more and provide them with more purchases. So you should consider that when you're building campaigns for yourself or for your client or for your future business, that both search and display networks are really useful and you shouldn't switch between one or another. I
Ma'am,
can hear
screen
the
is not
voice.
visible actually.
Yes?
Screen is not visible actually.
Screen is not visible. From which
So,
moment?
about 10, 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes.
So you haven't, but have you seen it in the beginning or not?
Yeah, we had just sent you in the chat, but you didn't see that actually.
Okay, okay. Just 1 second. I'll try to reconnect. So, let me see. Okay. Somehow it doesn't allow me to screen share anymore. Just a second. And now can you see the presentation? Good. Okay, sorry again for interruption. So if everything is visible, I'll continue. And please, if there is a problem, just speak loudly because I cannot see the chat while I'm presenting. Thank you. So I was told that the last slide you seen, it was comparison of search and search network and display network. And I mean, I heard you heard what I say, right? So you shouldn't concentrate solely on one of those. You should use them both because they're both really important. Search network is more for mature products, products who people and customers already know, which they search online with maybe some intention to buy already. And display network to raise awareness when your product is new, when you want to engage customers more with your product, when you want them to remember it, and maybe on the stage of this decline, right? If we look again, these two networks, they have different formats. So search network is mostly text ads, it's purely text ads, right? And display network, it's variety range of formats. So it is quite a nice tool to have when you're building your online campaigns, right? If we go for the next slide, and just say again briefly because you didn't see the slide itself, right? You can see that, as I mentioned earlier, display network is actually useful for what reason? Because it covers the entire buying cycle spectrum, and it covers the entire product life cycle spectrum, right? We can see that the search is powerful again on the moment of consideration and purchase, when person trying to look for something, buy something, right? But when your product is just about to raise awareness, just about to get interesting for customer, when you put this aim for yourself, you should use display. And actually, you shouldn't stop using it when customer already have intentions for buying or consideration, because you can drive it even more. You can show your ads additionally when customer go into his favorite websites or her favorite websites and reading just some blogs and news and just keep seeing your ads and nice offers, and maybe he is already even returning customers, right? And when we talk about product life cycle, we see again that on the launch and decline periods of your product, right, it may be hard to engage customers with search ads because they might just not know about your product or already forget about it. But with the display network, you can actually return them back or bring them in the beginning, because you can show them ads which are built for branding and ads which engage them more, so they will know your product. And on the period of growth and maturity of your product, when it's kind of well-known brand, even if it's small like coffee shop or a small electronic book store or something, right, people still will know it and buy it because they saw your ads either on search or in display, but better use it in combination. So what's important, never separate those two. Try to use them on one stage or another. Just try to get understanding what are you aiming for. Is it already a product which is known? Is it a new product? What is the perspective and potential there? If we go for the next slide, there was an example how selling one product actually can help you to understand which other products you can sell. And it's also by using two networks, search and display. So if you're selling flowers, for example, raising awareness of those flowers, for example, in the beginning by display ads, by some image ads, banners, and some engagements, right? At the end, when you get customer interest and they start buying, you can think, okay, what other offers I have from my website, right? Maybe I can sell some, not only flowers, I can sell chocolates, right? You start raising interest to this category, and actually customer knowing already your brand, so he or she will be more likely to buy it, even when he or she see your ads in the search looking for just chocolate, for example, right? And on the later period, when the customers are quite engaged with your brand, they know it, they buy flowers and chocolate from it because they see your ads first on display, then on search, right? You can get this interested audience and give them some special offers, build loyalty. You can see some hearts there, right? And engage them in more purchases. So when you build campaigns for yourself or your client or small or any big even business, right, just try to consider those two networks, and also don't neglect them, and also try to think smart. Like sometimes it's also the point which network has less competition for you. Sometimes it's worth it to go to display just because other competitors are not there yet for your industry. Maybe this industry is not really visual industry, it's not easy to make image ads on those products, right? Maybe you're selling some industrial industrial pipes or something which are not really attractive visually, but you can still turn it around with a smart marketing, with a smart banners, right? And just to win over your competitors because they might not have considered this. If we go to the next slide, what was all this kind of introduction about, that you can move beyond the last click to integrated attribution. If you use smartly all the tools you have, so organic search, display network, search network, some social tools, and again, paid search, it means like ads, right? You can get more conversions, you can get more influence, and you look on the tools and platforms and AdWords itself as holistic offer. It shouldn't be just a tool to build one ad which will solely run and maybe won't bring you good results. But if you take it as like complex platform which help you reach various aims, it should be very useful and powerful. So now we talk a little bit more about how to create good ads when we're talking about text ads. I'm sure you have gone through some basics, right? But just to highlight those points again, you should always remember that you should make something very relevant to your business and make it something which will stand out, right? Which will make your product or offer unique. So if you sell, I was telling earlier about sports shoes, right? Running shoes. If those shoes from organic material, mention it. If those shoes have some better support for your feet, mention it. If it's from some well-known countries or producers, mention it. Just make it unique. If it's only for women, you have line for women, you have line for men as well. Do separate ads, mention it, so customer know why your offer is better than a competitor one, right? Then it's also a good idea include prices, promotions, and inclusives, because when you look for something, right, even when you put yourself in the shoes of the customer, it's quite likely you're gonna click on an ad which gives you a nice price, or selling that there is some sale going on, right, or maybe exclusive offer that you buy one and you get second pair for half price. So try to aim for that, but of course check the market for competitiveness. Maybe your prices are not the lowest, and then not the price should be a selling point, right? Then try to include at least one of your keywords in your ad text. This is really important because this contributes to the relevancy and quality of the ad, which at the end influences your ad rank, right, when you go to the auction. When you use keywords in your ad, it helps to provide more connection to the client's query, because customer writes exactly what you input in the ad. So for example, person inputs buy women running shoes, and your keyword is exactly like that, buy women running shoes. Then your ad should also say, for example, buy quality women running shoes, promotion just now 30% off, something like this. But if you include that keyword in the ad, the likelihood that that ad will appear higher is more, and also the relevancy of the ad, quality of the ad will be better, right? And you will stand out from the competition. And next point is match your ad to your landing page. It again relates to quality. So if you're offering something, you shouldn't lead customers to the general homepage where you have information about your company, about your service, but just exactly about the offer you're mentioning in the ad. And experiment. About experiments, you can set up actually experiments and AdWords, but in general, just remember, create not one ad, create 3, 4 ads with different text, with different variables, with different offers, and just see which one will be better for customer, which ads will get higher CTR, which ads will bring you more results. Then you can understand what driving your customers, because again, in every area and every industry, customers are different. What works in one area might not be applicable in another. And we can see here a little bit of example how you can optimize your ads, and it's just like very basic things which probably everybody knows, but still worth mentioning. So the headline and text itself should be very relevant and accurate, right? It's better to include some call to action phrases, right? If there is some sale, or maybe you can buy it online, or call for an order, right? The URL should be accurate, and it should lead to the page which has your service or offer. And it's a good idea to play a little bit with capitalization, but not too much, because if it's stated here, you can capitalize first letter letter of each word, and it looks nice. But don't try, please, capitalize all the letters in the word, because it's violation and your ad can be declined for policy reasons. You can again highlight the offers, and you can put 1 exclamation mark, not more. More marks, again, it's policy violation. And it's a good idea on some point to try keyword insertion. You can see this bracket, and the headline is written actually keyword to those buy women's shoes. Those function called keyword insertion, and it helps you to insert customer query directly in the headline, and this customer query is matching with your keyword. So it's quite useful because customers actually see the headline. Sorry, I think that the ad is matching what he or her was looking for, right? So it's useful for you. But what's important, we will try at the end to look at some demonstration in the account. And now, when you're doing ads, you can also do mobile version. So you can add something like call us now, or make your first order by phone and stuff like this. And it's very useful because on mobile devices, actually, it's not so many competitors. It's much less ads showing, so you can actually stand out, and you can also add those ad extensions which allow you to add phone number. You can do it for desktop too, but for mobile it's useful because when person clicks on phone extension on mobile, you actually receive a call, right? So it's just kind of order on a go. So it's really nice offer. We'll go further. As I said, we'll try to demonstrate some of those tips in the demo after, and maybe with mobile ads, because you can create them now in some bits adjustment which are available in new enhanced campaigns. But here we can also see one example of potential customer who may be searching for some climbing roses. It's like gardening theme, right? And then he or she see 2 ads which appear below. So one ad saying, when customer look for climbing roses, actually, right? One ad saying, climbing roses on sale, special offer on climbing roses, buy online now, next day delivery. And you can see that the URL actually is gardencentralsite.com/climbing roses. Even without reading the text below, you can see that what we mentioned is actually presented here. A customer looked for climbing roses, an advertiser wrote climbing roses on sale, advertising put some special offer, he or she mentioned that you can buy it now, and there is next day, so very fast delivery, and URL actually is responsive to that, right? So all these points are mentioned below, and it's really like useful for a customer. It really may be what he or she is looking for, versus another ad which you can see, which looks very generic, right? It's written garden center, we sell everything you need for your garden center site.com, right? It seems, yes, it is about garden, but there is nothing about climbing roses. We are not sure whether they are there. They sell everything. We don't know about offers. We don't know about conditions. And the landing page is actually very general. That's the problem in this case, right? Because if you look on that ad, it's not likely to bring you a click. But the first ad is really good because it follows those type of requirements and those type of advices we've been talking about, right? So please keep it in mind, right? Just try to make personalized ads and just try to be in the shoes of your customer. Try to think about yourself. You look for products every day. What do you pay attention to? You know, what do you look at first? Do you look for sale? Do you look for delivery? Do you look for well-known brand? Do you look for recommendation from a friend or something? And again, I mentioned already that there are call extensions. Many advertisers also use site link extension. When under the ad, you can also see up to four different offers from the site. For example, contact form, like reviews, prices, delivery options, right? It makes your ad more rich. So when we go into the account, we'll see on the extension tab as well, and just try to use those because they're useful and it makes your ads better. Now we are coming back to Google Display Network because with text ads, it's a little bit simpler because you get your query from a customer, you get understanding what is your offer, you structure your account based on mirroring of your website, and you have your ads running, right? With Display Network, you need to consider where you're going to be showing and just to understand how it works. So Google Display Network contains more than 1 million different websites, and it's like YouTube, some Google properties, and different websites which are just like, for example, CNN.com or some men's fitness, different like blogs, different newspapers, different partners, right? It's really broad, it's really diverse, so it's really useful for advertising. And it's important to understand that you can target those websites. You can target them by keywords you input into your targeting. You can target them by exact placements. For example, you only want to show on YouTube and CNN.com. You can do that if you think your customers are there, right? You can target those networks by themes, because every website, when it enters our display networks, it can outline for itself which theme it is related to. Is it healthcare? Is it gardening? Is it sport? Is it education? Is it like IT? And then when you as advertiser trying to build your ads, trying to target them well, right? You can choose those specific themes just to get that group of websites which are thematically gathered in that area. And you can target customers by their interests. So if I'm often looking for running shoes, which we keep telling today, right, I might be, my interest may be indicated as a sport, right? So then whenever site I will go, no matter which one, even if I go to YouTube, or maybe I'll go to some cooking website, I still can see ad about sport if advertiser actually targeted the ads for interest of client, right? So it's really diverse. And we have also remarketing, which we'll touch later. It's like a tool which helps you to engage with returning clients, right? And it's also applicable on display and now even on search. But it's quite a broad network, so it's really fun to use, and you can really get a lot from it. When you look on it a bit more closely, you can see that it can deliver measurable performance across your advertising needs, whether it's branding, awareness, engagement, bringing attention to some offers, returning customers, right? And it's best suited of targeting technologies. I already mentioned that there are 5 different targeting technologies there, and we'll try to see them in the account later, right? And it also enables the discovery of most engaged audiences, because those audience actually first they're just reading their favorite websites, right? Their favorite news, favorite newspaper and blogs, but at the end they might like your ad, they might click on it, and they might get engaged and maybe be your favorite customer after all. If you look on the ad formats, I mentioned earlier, right, that there are some image ads, text ads, there are even video ads and rich media ads. It's quite diverse as well. So it's quite creative in terms of marketing perspective, because you can try to create all these ads, try to engage with the advertiser in different ways. And usually advertisers, they are quite resistant towards image ads if they don't have designer like in their teams or something. But with AdWords, there are actually few tools which can help you to do it easily, even if you have no skills in designing a banner, right? Because we have like a display ad builder, which helps you to choose just from different formats, different prepared for you already templates, and you just input your information, your brand, logo, your offer. And also now there is new option when you already have text ads on display. You can actually try to create an image ad just by possibility of the system to scan your website and generate an ad by the images which the system can pull out from your website, and the text will be pull out from your text ad. It's really fast. It provides you like with maybe 5 different templates, and after that like 16, 15, 20 ads are created in one click, and you need like 5 minutes to do that. We'll try to practice as well, right? But what you need to understand is that formats are very diverse. You can play with them, you can do it very engaging, you can actually be creative. So if you have this quest for creativity, try display network again. And if we go further, we can see some best practices for image ads. Of course, there should be some clear messaging. There is no point to do like, of course there is a point to do branding ads, but still try to do branding ad which will make customer remember what are you advertising for, what is your service or what is your offer, not just some funny kittens and stuff, and then customer likes it, but customer doesn't know what product was there or what service do you offer, right? You should experiment with images, colors, and fonts. for your help there is display ad builder or maybe your own creative abilities, you should choose easy to view colors. So again, yeah, if you make everything very dark or maybe like not readable, it's not a good idea. You should consider tailoring the color scheme of your display ads to match publisher pages. So publisher pages is actually websites on which your ad is showing, right? So of course it's a little bit more advanced work, but you can actually check prior to creating the ads, the websites which you want to be shown at, right? And see maybe which themes, which colors will be suitable there. And you can try to use transparent images or a set ad background to white if image has a white background, just to make it like more clear. And of course create visible display URL, because your display URL should be visible, and if it's the same color as the ad background, it won't be visible to the user. And maybe the client don't click on that, right, but he or she may note the URL and come to your site after. So we'll try a demonstration later, right? But the most important with display, it's a variety of targeting tools, right? You can have different targeting. You can have even one campaign with 5 different groups, each of which will have different targeting, right? One on interest, one on themes, one on keywords, one on placements, and maybe even one on remarketing. It's just to see how it works for you better, which potential audience can you engage and which aims can you reach. It's really good for branding, it's really good for engagement, right? And it's really good to use in collaboration with your search ads. And you can do text ads for display as well. So if we go further, we can still consider, yeah, it's good, I'm using search, I'm using display, but what to do? Sometimes one visit is not enough, and it's typical. You see what the stats say, that 96% leave the website without a converting, so without buying or registering or making any other desirable action for you. 70% abandon shopping baskets without purchasing. You know, customers are very well educated now. They try to compare the shopping online, offline, go to different websites, so they may come to your website but buy nothing, and it's a pity. And 39% typically visits 2-4 sites before purchasing. That's what I say, right? This comparison. So what you're gonna do next? For that purpose, there is this important and very useful tool, remarketing, which I was mentioning earlier, and it gives you that second chance, right? Because it brings past visitors or visitors who already visited your site again to your site, hopefully to make a conversion. So remarketing let you to reach the customer, as I said, who already been on your site, and it's really simple. So customer visited your site, and prior, just to make remarketing work, you set a special code on your website, right? And then the customer visits your site, and no matter either he comes from advertising, paid ads, right, or from organic search, maybe somebody recommend your website, he or she visited, and then because of that code which you placed on the site, customer get added to the list, and then he or she didn't do anything, didn't make a purchase, leaves, right? But because you put that code, your ad after will be, the cookie will be stored on customer computer, and your ad will be shown for that customer later when he or she looking for some favorite websites or even other maybe sites of competitor who actually also our partner in AdSense. Customer seeing that ad, remembering that he or she been on your site, and hopefully come back. And this slide represented for display network, but now remarketing works also for search. So also you gather those customers who've been on your site because of not because, sorry, thanks to the list, and then you just thanks to audience which are now presented in any search campaigns, you can target specially designed ads for those customers, and when this customer looks for your product or similar types of offer again, because you're gonna add keywords, right, he or she will see your ad again, and remembering that he or she been on your site, right, even in search, even he does it, right, he or she might come back. So it's really useful, and it's really easy to set up. So you just place a tag on your website. I will show you in the account where to find your marketing tag. It's very simple. It creates a list, and then you can set up a campaign which targets those customers. And it's really useful to show those customers some special offers. Maybe you have a wider variety of products now. Maybe, again, you have some seasonal discounts. Maybe you're engaging in customer loyalty and telling, if you visit us again, bring a friend. event will provide something special for you. And what's more important, we will talk about it later a little bit, you can bring customized lists. So it's not only all people who visited your website, right? But here, just let's concentrate a little bit more that, again, marketing works for all advertisers. So even if you're just a beginner in your AdWords campaign, put remarketing code on your website right away. The list will start gather, and while you still will be thinking about your goals and your expansion, after you can use this information for useful insights and for useful campaigns. I just see some chat. Just a second. I'll check. Everything is good, yeah? So I'll come back to presentation. Yeah, so it's really useful. So it's loading, yeah. So what happens that it helps you to drive brand awareness because customers see your ads again and again. I'm sure you've been in this situation. Maybe you looked for some holidays or for a new computer or for a new phone, and after that, no matter where you go, no matter which sites you visit, you see that ad again, and you're thinking that the ad actually is following you. That's what exactly remarketing is doing, but you can make it not in an annoying way, but more in a smart and like nice way to make customer feel special and make him want to or her want to return, right? It helps you to drive conversions with tailored ads and convert highly engaged consumers who abandon maybe a shopping cart. And if you use remarketing for search, again, you drive conversions and you convert past visitors who actually might be doing a purchase. So you raise the interest, you raise the interest, you raise awareness, and you help them to make a purchase, visit your site. And you can do even it with some seasonality. So if you have in a sports shop, customer bought some surfing equipment in summer, you can show him ad in winter saying that you have sale for skis or some snowboarding stuff, right? If you're selling flowers, there was some Women's Day or some celebration day, right? Customer bought flowers. You show him ads a month after for some another holiday, for some festival. So it's really useful. You can count on your business seasonality. You can count on the specific events which are happening in the country and just not the country, sorry, just like in the environment, and do your ads considering that. If you go further, you can see again that it's how it works just visually. Yeah, you have customer who is searching, but still not buying something. He can view the product, he can go to the shopping cart, but he's not actually paying. But after you doing this remarketing stuff, right, you're hopefully gonna engage him in payment and confirmation and getting some like thank you page and happiness for you, right? If we go for setup, as I said, it's quite easy. And now you just set up one remarketing code, and it works for both for search network and for display network. You create separate campaigns for that, but the code is solely one. And it's really easy. You just place it on all pages on the site. And when you get the code in the email, there is instructions for that. Yeah, everything is written there. So for your job is fairly easy. Just place it there, right? After that, again, we can talk about some advantages. I think you already got it, right? It cross-search and display, tailored, creative, and transparent and accountable. And here, just a few examples before we go to demo, right? How you do it in the campaign. So after you add remarketing tag and either created some list or you using one list which been created automatically, you can, if you work with search campaigns, you can just go to the tab audiences, right, and just press the button add remarketing list, put those lists there, add keywords, just to make sure that there will be some keywords when customers search for your ad, and they will be shown for that special audience. So particular ads different from your all other ads, yes, from those customers who are returning to you. And you can, now in enhanced campaigns, you can actually set different bid adjustment for different remarketing lists. So we didn't talk much, right, about difference of remarketing lists. So remarketing lists, you can build them differently, like based on which page customer visited or based on which customers you actually want to target. So you can have your general list for all websites, then you can have a list which will say customers who visited shopping cart, customers who visited deal sections, customers, for example, another list who visited shopping cart but didn't make a purchase. It makes through combinations of lists, right? So you can make all those small separations and then just learn what is a priority for you. Probably the customer who just visited a home page, yes, it's useful, but you shouldn't bid on him like very high, right? But customer who visited maybe your shopping cart but didn't make a purchase, it was almost like a warm lead, right? So maybe if you bid a bit higher for him, you put this bid adjustment for this customer, for this remarketing list, right? You can get better results. So just make a prioritization depending on which lists are you actually setting up. I see the chat again. Just a second. I'll check if everything is fine. It seems that everything is okay. Yes, we're a little bit running out of time, but we started later, so I think we still can make it if your time allowed to do it. And regarding creation of remarketing list, which I just mentioned, yes, we'll try to see it in the account, but it's really easy. You just go to lower left corner, and there you'll see a shared library. In shared library, you choose audiences, and once you do it, you will see the window welcoming you and asking you to create remarketing. You press proceed, and the first step it asks you is just to put your email address, to which they will send you a code which you need to put on your website to start using remarketing. Once you do it, it will create automatic list called all site visitors, and it will start gathering data. Until you get 100 people for confidentiality, it's not going to be shown to you. After that, you can start using it. And if you, here again, like it's shown how you can add remarketing lists to ad groups, but here it's already when you work on a display network, because you can see that there are also gender, remarketing, and other functions. So again, you just click, it's for audiences, so it's still for search ads, but again, you click on audiences, you click add remarketing, and here if you have several lists, you will see them all, you will see their size, and you can choose them, and you can choose them for different ad groups, so you can have several groups targeting or remarketing. Here is bigger slide for bid adjustments. So we can see that on this example, advertiser created, or like a person who runs AdWords created top page visitor remarketing list and top level site visitor. And for him or for her, top page visitor is much more important. So they increase in bid adjustment for 100. So if for top level site visitor, when he or she will be searching for ads, the bid will be set only on $10, right? So for top page visitor, it will be for $20, so much higher, to show priority, to let the system show these ads more often to these customers, to bid on them higher, to make it more like prioritized. And again, what you can do with remarketing this time is search remarketing. You can customize the text, adjust bids, and broaden keywords, and it helps you to get more revenue because customers are actually interested in your product. Before we go to demo, we just have a few more slides to cover. So next one is just some practices mixed together. So you should mix and match your efforts for maximum rise. So use display, use search, use text creative, use mobile preferred ads, use site extensions, right? Use image ads. Try to use as much tools as possible just for different goals and maybe different products, different ad groups, just to see which products works better and which tool works better for each product. Use all available ad formats. It works mostly for display, right? Because sometimes you create just one image ad and it's not shown. It's not shown because publishers can set those requirements that they want specific size, specific format of ad, which you actually don't have. But if you put all available formats, the likelihood that your ad will be shown and they will be shown efficiently is much higher. Customize your ads to efficiently targeted consumer. So of course you need to think about the language consumer speak and the area he or she lives, either he or she on the go, either your service is like requires any fast delivery, any like action, and just try to target to consumer. Consumers are very different with different intentions. Some are already buyers, some already want to buy a product, some you need still to persuade. So for those two or even more like segments of consumers, your ad should be different. Customize ads and efforts based on geography. I mentioned that, and it's really important. You shouldn't show your ads to the whole country, like to the whole India, if you only want to be in one city, right? If you want to be in one city, customize it particularly for that location. And again, in enhanced campaigns, if you have several cities, several locations, and one of it is smaller, one is with bigger competition, you can set bid adjustments on the location level, so you can bid a little bit higher for cities which are more competitive, which is harder to get traffic from because of competition, and just get better position because of your adjustment. And you can actually lower your bid for the cities which are actually like with fewer people, maybe fewer interest, and you are still interested in them, but you just don't need to spend as much money, right? Then there is this advice: exclude what is not performing well. It works both for search and display campaigns. In search, if you see your keywords which are not running, if you see keywords which have very low bid, like bid for click, right? If you see ads maybe which are disapproved and stuff, just try to remove it. Just try to make account very well structured, right, with very high relevancy, and try to leave there only things which are working, because in AdWords, system looks back on the statistical history and tries to build up the awareness of how well the account is performing. And if there are many things which are not working or paused, like broken or just under development, it may influence your ranking, it may influence your quality score indirectly, but you'll see lower performance. And for display, for example, if you've chosen keywords targeting and you automatically placed on different websites, right, of different partners based on those keywords, and some of them are not interesting for you, they are not just suiting your interest. You are selling running shoes and you are placed on high fashion shoes for ladies. It's not what you want, right? You can exclude those placements just to make your advertising narrow, targeted, specific, and successful for customer. And the last advice: use conversion optimizer. We didn't touch on here this option, but with conversion optimizer, it's actually, you can measure things, right? And you can set up one more code which calls conversion tracking code, right? Track your conversions and put your bidding in that way that system will try to show the ads which are more likely to acquire conversion, whether it is a purchase or filling in the form or like any other action you set up. But for that, again, you need to place the code, which we'll talk a little bit later. So with AdWords, just a little bit about conversion tracking, right? You can, of course, grow your business and stuff, right? Because when you put this tag, it actually helps you to see how many clicks is converted, how many clicks from your AdWords brings you what you want, how many clicks are resolved in action. And then it's free and easy to set up. Again, it's just one piece of code, like remarketing, but just another code, right? And you see impact on your advertising. You can measure sales, sign up, leads, and value. You can optimize bids towards ROI, so you can see actually how to adjust bids for ads which are better performing or lower performing. And you can opt-in bidding tools help make your account easier, faster, more efficient. For example, conversion optimizer. There is also display conversion optimizer. There are also, we have now different flexible bidding strategies also based on conversions. So there are a variety of tools for bidding which you can use when you actually have a code which tracks whether there is action or purchase, whether the customer doing something after he or she clicked on your ad. And it's quite useful to observe, especially if you're worried about return on investment. And with conversion tracking, you can access deeper insights and reports and see full path to conversion with it, right? I think my presentation is almost done, but if we have time, we can also do a little bit demo in the account. Let me just check with you guys, just a second. I'm just checking if we still have available time so we can have some like demo presentation, and also like if any questions in the group from anybody or from participants, of course I will be happy to answer. I know it's just like 1 hour and we have many interruptions, so it was not ideal, but still, if you have any question, of course feel free to ask. I don't see. Yes, around 15-20 minutes. Okay, so if we have still like some minutes, let's just see a little bit in the account, and maybe meanwhile you can prepare your questions and either write down or speak loudly, just to see maybe there is something of your interest which I didn't mention, right? Because again, it's just like 1 hour presentation, it's very brief. So yeah, I can do now. I can try to show you one account. Just a second. Let me see if it will allow me. Can you see the account now? Around 15-20 minutes. Okay, so if we have still like some minutes left. I'm sorry, can you see still a presentation, or you see the account, like AdWords account? Okay, so I have a question, right? Sorry, because it started lagging again. So if you like to use display and search network in combination, I think yeah, you muted. So if you like to use display and search network in combination, right? You can do it several ways. One way is just to use like the same campaign for display and search network. It is possible, and then you can create text ads and like image ads, like all together. But then you should be thinking if it's actually efficient to do. Sorry for this. I'll put back on the presentation. If it's efficient to do, because targeting for search should be strictly based on keywords which are very, very strictly related to your offers. So, for example, if you're selling running shoes, keywords should be. Sorry, what's that? Starting again. Keywords should be like. For example, buy running shoes for women, running shoes like leather running shoes and stuff like this. But if you in the same campaign will be doing display network, right, ads, then keywords should be much broader, because keywords in display network are used not for customer to look for them, not for customer to look for the product based on these keywords, right, but for customer just to be matched to the like to the ad to be matched on the website based on those keywords. So, for example, if you will be putting the same keywords for search and display network, like running shoes, buy running shoes, leather running shoes and stuff, right? You're gonna get websites for placements very similar to yours. It may be even your competitors, and it's not always useful to show on them. So for display network, it's much better to show keywords which will be around your product. So, for example, if it's running shoes, the keyword should be sport, fitness, like healthy lifestyle, stuff like this. Then you will be shown on websites which are actually related to health, to sport, and it will be much more useful for you. So for my advice, is better to separate display network and search network. Make one campaign for search network. It will be like you choose the type search network, all functions, and make separate campaign for display network, all functions. Then you will be able actually to have a special keyword list for search ads, which will be targeting people who search the ads. And in display network, either you're going to be having special lists which are much broader, like I said, sport categories and stuff, or maybe you will decide to have placement targeting, right? But it's really easy to set up in the account, so it shouldn't be a problem. I hope it answers your question. Maybe for now I'll switch off screen sharing. Just a second. Maybe I'll just put a camera if I answer questions. So maybe it's better. It doesn't allow me. Sorry. Do we have more questions? if there is no more questions for now, maybe we go to the account so I can show you actually, for example, how to create campaign or
Yeah.
where to find those ad extension or where to see remarketing and stuff if it's interesting for you. Just please let me know, do you see AdWords account now when I'm presenting or not? Okay, I see it's lagging, so it's not really. Okay. Can somebody please tell me if you see the account?
Yeah, we can see it. I have a question actually. Can you hear me?
Okay, so I got confirmation that before you seen the account, so I just keep, I'll come back to it, so now should be okay. Sorry, it's just keep doing that. So hopefully you see the account now, and I hope it's a good quality, because sometimes you do, when you do Hangouts, the quality of account depicted are not so great. But for example, here I have a campaign, it's in, like the title is in Russian, but you can see the type, it's search network only. And let's say I would like to say, to create display campaign, right? I can just click plus campaign, and here I have several options. I can have only search network, which we are not creating now, display network, which we might create, and what just another type, the question we had about, right? We can do search network with display select, is quite a new type, right? But for example, we want to do just display network only. We just click on it, we create campaign name, it's really fast, display test. Then we can choose which type, all features, mobile, remarketing, engagement. And if I want to do just normal display campaign, I choose all features, because it will be the broader interface which I can get. So it's all features and options available for display network. Then you can load some settings from existing campaigns or do new ones. Maybe to make it easier, we can, actually, I think we will do new one, because it will switch the type as well. So it asks us about devices, and we can show by default on all devices. It asks us to show the country. So let's say we choose like India, for example, just for trial. Yes, so just we chosen it. We can choose as well some location, but just let's think that we take in the whole country. And then which languages we can just leave in English. Of course, if there are different languages which are presented in the country, it's better to add. So for example, English is wide spoken, as I understand, and let's say Hindi, right? So we add those two. We can choose our bidding strategy. There are several options for display. So if you click on bidding options, you can focus on clicks, or you can do it manually, like select your bids for clicks. But also, if you after that, if you like set up conversions, you can focus on conversions, or even to choose a flexible bid strategy. But to keep it simple, we can keep it like focusing on clicks, so it will be just cost per click. And we can set up budget per day. For example, we could put $15, and then there are some advanced options with delivery method. So there is a standard and accelerated. Usually I prefer standard method, because accelerated method we will show your ads as quickly and reasonably as possible, but often it results in fastly exhausted budget, which is actually not good. So we will keep it like standard delivery method. And here it asks us for some ad extensions, but while we are creating display campaign, ad extension won't be shown, so we don't need to add it. We can also set up some schedule, start date, end date, and things like this, but I think it's okay, because we're just doing it for training purposes, so it's not no need. And for rotation, there is such interesting thing on the display that actually you can edit here. You can see how you want your ad to be shown. Either it should be optimized for clicks, so show the ad which expected to provide more clicks, either on conversions, but only if you use conversion tracking, like the code we mentioned, right? So you can show the ads which will will be shown just to provide you more conversions by system analysis, right? And you can rotate the ads, like show ads evenly at least 90 days, and then optimize. I think it's quite a nice option. And then it's like experiment, right? And then rotate, I definitely show lower performing ads more evenly with higher performing ads and do not optimize. Let's just leave it like this and save and continue. It just saved our name and stuff, so we just create first group. So we will do let's say we'll try keywords targeting. So I will write keywords add group just to remember that it will belong to keyword targeting. You can put enhanced CPC, so it's just because in the display network you can either base your cost per click as cost per click or cost per impression. Then the enhanced CPC, you can always check what does it mean. It allows you, based on your conversion tracking data, yes, raise your bid up to 30% for clicks, which more likely to lead to conversions, but we won't go in there because we didn't set up conversions yet. And then choose how you target your ads. As I name my ad group keywords ad group, I would like now to do display keywords, so show ads on sites related to my keywords. So I can choose that option, and it already allows me to do keywords here. And let's assume I'll be selling sport shoes because we're talking about them. And as I said, you shouldn't choose keywords in display network which are just describing your product. Just try to choose them broadly. So you do sport, health, fitness, running. No, sorry. Fitness, running, then maybe jogging, then maybe like let's say diet, because people who on diets usually also do that, and then beauty, maybe girls will like to do it, and gym, workout. And then let's just also do maybe people who will be traveling will need those running shoes, so I'll do tourism, travel, hiking. So as you see, like I put in keywords which are quite broad, right? And for search networks, they would never work because they will bring me totally irrelevant and general traffic. But for display network, they're quite good to use because they will allow me to find customers who are caring about their lifestyle, who are doing sport, who are engaged in traveling and tourism. So maybe they actually will be interested in my shoes. And then I can, for example, have these keywords. I can add them, so they will appear in here. And here it's updating, so it shows me potential reach per week on the network based on settings I chosen, so it's quite big. I can do narrow targeting further if I want to add additional method of targeting. It's possible to do that, but just try not to combine too many methods at the same time. And I can do that, but maybe we'll do in another category, or just for interest for you, just to show. So if we choose topics, for example, I want to do like sport ones, just to show on sites related to sport. Doesn't want to look for them or search. Just a second, I'll try to plug in my Mac because I have very low battery power. Yes, so we found the sport scores. Now, is it not what we wanted? Let's just do then fitness. Let's try to find some topic. So we'll do two targeting actually, keywords and topics. So beauty, cosmetic, performance, fashion, bodybuilding, fitness. So for example, here I can do gyms and health clubs, yoga and Pilates, fitness equipment, maybe not bodybuilding, but for example, right? And you see, so why I said that you shouldn't choose too many placements at one group, because you see, before it was in billions, now it got smaller because I combined two different targeting, and then the reach actually getting smaller because system tried to combine both of them. And then, for example, I'm happy and satisfied with that. I just save and continue. Okay, they still ask us to do the bit. So let's say just to put it, if it asks, save and continue. So here it asks us for headline, and here it just text ad, even though we're creating display campaign. We'll do it quite fast, so we remember we're selling running shoes. So running shoes, maybe let's do it like this. Buy shoes here, reduced price, reduced price, big brands, and I'll put 30% discount. I don't know. Right, and then you put your URL. For now, I will be using just example.com, but of course you should use the one which are relative. And here is the option actually to create mobile ad, and it's editing. I will do done. But if you see, it also was offering me create your own image ad. So if I press and I do image here, I can. Sorry, I got a message, I guess, from you. Okay, the question is there. Yes, sure. Can you please text or tell me the question because I didn't hear any, and I guess we just have 5 minutes. So what was the question? Is there any question or not? No? Okay. Then I can just continue. So it allows you to do the ad. You can either make a file here or upload a file, but as far as we don't have, we will skip it and then try to make ad image ad later. So we cancel and we just say save ads, right? Your update's been saved. And then we can see that my ad is under review. It's here, it's only one ad. I can go to display network tab and see the targeting which I added. So I can see that under the keyword display keywords, I have all my keywords with this CPC which was set, and they all managed because I chosen them. And for placements, there will be no placements yet because they will be automatically allocated to me based on my keywords. And I also chosen topics, so I might see them here. You see, so I see yoga, Pilates, gyms, health clubs, and stuff. And we have some CPC here, which is dragged from keywords, but actually I can change it if I like, if I want. But here, you need to enable this option first. But if I like some particular topic, I can do that. And then we don't have interest in remarketing yet because we didn't set up gender, just all, and age. Right? So what's going to happen if I would like to do, for example, image ad in this campaign, I will just click here, plus add, image ad, and there is this simple method which allows you to scan that. Like here you can see another website. Maybe we can even try this because example.com is not working website. So what this tool allows you to do, it allows to create an ad by scanning the content of your site, fairly easy and fast. I'll just show you this, and then I think we should finish because the room is booked for later, so I cannot unfortunately continue in presentation. But just for you to remember this simple step, I'll show you. It's quite useful and really fast to create image ads with it. Just a second. It's trying to scan website. Here again, it's another website which was pulled from my another campaign called Paris, like in Russian. But because it's real actual website, it's better just to use it for your presentation just to see how it works. So what it did, it just pulled out some pictures from website automatically, and there are some text. It's in Russian, but it say like trips on Paris, interesting trips in Paris for any taste, and you can learn more, and you have see website. Some of the words are not finished, but you can edit any of that template. So you can click edit, and it will open editor for you, and you will see the ad here. You will see your text, which you can change. You can make it in English. So Paris, like different traveling routes and things like this. So it will be all depicted while you write, and so you can actually change. You can change format, and then how easily you can create image ads. I will cancel for now because it's only a few minutes left till this room will be occupied. So I guess I will need to finish. Just close. this. And yeah, I'll stop screen sharing, I guess, because it's also lagging. Okay, so continue question. If we have two different clients, same want to bid on same keywords, what would be the strategy to handle benefit for them, both of them? So if the different clients actually are from the same industry and they want to bid for different keywords, maybe it's useful to ask them which geographical targeting they would like to reach. Because if it's the same like region or the same like the same area, it's not really good because they're quite competing with each other, and they may not win because they each will need to bid higher all over time, right, to overcome each other. So maybe it's better idea to first of all choose different geographic targeting for them. Also try to set up different time schedule for ads, right? So maybe one will show ads earlier, one will show ads later, just to persuade them to do that, to have less competition. And again, maybe try display network for one of them, because if both are on the same keyword, same industry, they really will need to bid quite high and have very relevant ads to compete with each other and get the same position or very good position, you know. So yes, the next meeting starting now. So I guess yes, we need to finish now, guys. But I'm sorry, it keeps doing this with my screen. But I'm very thankful for you being here, and I'm sorry for these technical issues. I still hope that this presentation was useful for you, and if there will be any questions, maybe you can email to organizers and I can answer them like either like by email or maybe by chat, whatever. And if there is any interest in other presentations and maybe topics which should have been covered, maybe you can also email some feedback like to me. And yeah, just thank you very much for being here. I tried to switch on camera, but it just doesn't want to let me. So if it's okay with you, we'll finish for today. And it was a pleasure. I hope it was interesting, as I said, and maybe see you again. And good luck with your advertising like efforts, and hopefully you gain some success and gain good experiences.